I'd make these videos and we'd show them in assemblies, and it was all fun. So everybody knew that I did videos. Well, my counselor is actually probably the biggest support I've had in the making of this video. Anyway, he came across the competition and said, "Hey, I think you've got a shot in this. You know, why don't you go ahead and think about it?" And so I looked it over, and things just started clicking. Like, you know, I get an idea, and then it would roll forward. And so one thing after another, it became more than just a possibility, but reality. I started lining things up, started planning these things, and I guess kind of the drive for it was, you know, just the involvement with the kids. Sort of. It was. I mean, we have a small school, and I'm a student body officer, and to see a bunch of these kids get involved in this something so much more than, you know, regular everyday activity was kind of cool for me. And so we went from planning and processing. I asked kids what they wanted to see in the video, like what could I do to make this better, and I got input there. I talked to people around in the community. Basically everything that I used for the video was borrowed, even up to the camera. I think the only thing that I own was the tripod and the software that I used to make it. So
everybody was like excited about helping out.
Yeah. The topic of cyberbullying was very real. After I kind of delved into it a little bit, I've had some experience, and a bunch of other kids have had experience where, I mean, you go onto Facebook and there's negativity everywhere. I mean, you have positive stories here and there, but like with kids, it's, I mean, you have emotional problems like with boyfriends or girlfriends or friend problems, and Facebook nowadays is kind of just like this place to dump all of those feelings. You know, they're kind of like the best friend that some of these kids don't have. And so it's a lot easier to seem tough from behind a keyboard than it is from in front of a person. So if you really hate somebody or you feel betrayed by somebody for whatever reason, I mean, write a quick message and you feel better, but I mean, that person has no idea what's going on. And so, I mean, it's kind of just, you know, easier for it to happen via online. And even on with phones, like, I mean, you can have an anonymous text from anybody, and honestly, it could be the person that you see every day in class, or it could be somebody far away that you have no idea who it is. And so it's a very real situation, even for like a small community like ours where the population is less than 5,000. Mm-hmm.
So you saw that this was a real problem and people were talking to you about it. I noticed in the video, one of the things that drew me to it was you don't just talk about the problem, but you actually talk about a solution.
Yeah, and that was kind of a winning strategy, and also a strategy to actually, you know, help the situation. You know, this competition was to raise awareness about what we could do, not how bad it is. And honestly, you can make all the videos in the world about how bad it is, and you're not going to get a kid to bat an eye. I mean, if they feel bad and they have the ability to send a message, then they're going to do it. For me, the idea was trying to get everybody else, you know, if you care about somebody or care about something, go ahead and tell them that you care, because it could make all the difference.
So when did you finish up with the video?
Oh, the original deadline for the video was March 15th. I finished it on March 16th at 3 o'clock in the morning. I thought that I had missed the deadline. So I was kind of freaking out. I was writing my sob story. I was like, okay, listen up. My computer crashed. All this stuff happened, and I was searching the website, and they extended the deadlines. So that was most excellent.
It was meant to be.
it was meant to be.
And you're part of the top 15, so there.
Yeah, so it went from, you know, doing silly YouTube videos to a national competition. So that's pretty cool.
So after you finished the video, who did you show it to?
After I finished the video, I debuted it at the school the very next morning. There was an assembly, and it was right time for it. Everybody, I used a good majority of the student population, so people were always asking, you know, how's it going, how's it coming, da-da-da-da. And so they had this assembly, and they said, Spencer Agren now has an announcement. I walked up there, and I said, hey, guys, I finished it, and everybody cheered. And so there was a big impact with the community, so much positive reinforcement behind it. So I showed it to the student body, and just, I don't know, the compliments kept coming.
So have you noticed a change in...
It was great, honestly.
It sounds amazing. Have you noticed a change in the way that some of the people are now kind of talking to each other, and particularly on this issue of cyberbullying?
One of the funny things is we'll be teasing each other in class, and somebody will say, hey, you can't do that. Spencer made a video. You know, go watch Spencer's video. Or somebody would always say, you know, Spencer did this. You should go watch it. And it's just kind of a running joke. But I believe that there has been an impact, because these kids not only associate bullying and cyberbullying with my video, but they constantly refer to it as soon as it comes up. They're like, oh, Spencer's video, I could be doing something different. So, I mean, just that impact. And then I've also, loads of parents and adults, and everybody has said, you know, I've showed this to so-and-so, I've mentioned this to my friend, or just, I mean, it's spread in some places where I mean, it's funny, because in my video it said, you know, you can't know the impact of just one text, but just the impact of one video has gone everywhere.
Absolutely. We're living in an amazing time right now.
Mm-hmm. I'm just blown away. It's fun.
So what's next for you?
Just kind of live out the summer. I'll be doing a few video projects here and there just because that's what I do. But I'll be going to Brigham Young University in the fall.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. Well, you'll definitely have to let us know when those new videos come up.
Of course. I just have them on my YouTube channel, so, I mean, anybody's open to them.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for sharing your story and having an impact on the world.
Mm-hmm. Of course.